All right, it's time for another Mail Call podcast.
No kidding.
If you didn't get a chance, check out our Random Ramblings Wednesday. Man, that's so difficult to say. That we did that yesterday. Talked a little bit about everything. Talked about what a shitty friend JP would be in the apocalypse.
Or just in any emergency situation.
Just in life in general.
Yeah.
But today we are answering your questions from last week's mail call and other videos that we can find mail calls on. But let's first jump to last week's mail call and discuss that first. This is going to take me a second to pull it up. Before we begin, my name is Justin.
And I'm JP.
And normally we discuss The Walking Dead, but we like to answer your questions and communicate with the listener. It's one of our favorite parts. So, but this is there anything we need to introduce before we begin? I can't keep my head together today.
Not to my knowledge.
We'll give our social media information here in just a bit as far as my personal Snapchat and Instagram and JP's Periscope and Snapchat. So stay tuned for that. If you don't follow us there, you can follow us and get a little too personal with us, especially JP. You can hang out with him when he gets drunk at night and wants to cook on Periscope.
Yeah, there you go. It's a good time.
But let's see. Let's see what we're going to start with here. I'm kind of off today. Okay, so starting with a Walking Dead question from One So True. Hey guys, well, The Walking Dead's finally back. Don't care for the Grammys. Not watching. I hadn't watched the Grammys in a hot minute.
I never really watched them.
Do you watch The Walking Dead Sunday evening or Monday morning? Then upload your review the same day. I think you guys mentioned you do a morning radio show. Afterwards, you do your Walking Dead podcast. Correct me if I'm wrong. Pretty much, I watch it the night before. JP watches it the next morning.
Yeah, I have to watch it on Amazon Prime, so.
So, according to The Hollywood Reporter, Denai Guerrero will be making limited appearances for season 10, so essentially she's leaving the show too. Share your thoughts. I'm not tuning in to look at Daryl. I don't think I don't say any of us. Some people are tuning in to look at Daryl, which I like Daryl this season, so I could tune it in for Daryl as far as his character. But, yeah, I hear she's going to make appearances in the Rick movies, though.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Because I'm pretty bummed out that she's leaving because she is definitely one of my favorites. I am getting kind of, I don't know, it's one of those things where it's like this season's been great, but The Walking Dead I don't think understands that their show drags out in the sense of like they write it, it's almost like they write it for binging because like I love Michonne, but she's been real stubborn and somewhat of an asshole this season. And we know there's a reason why, but we don't know it yet. But the problem is from a writing style, at least my opinion, me watching it, when it's been drug out for 9 episodes and we've gotten no understanding of why she's kind of being an asshole or why there's a break between the groups, you kind of start getting irritated. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to, if you were binging, it'd probably be fine. But I mean, it's one of those things where I feel like we should have already been told why she's kind of ornery and why she's so cautious and uptight. And, you know, when Rick died, it was all about like expanding and growing and living together in peace and all of that. And then here we are, you know, 1 episode after Rick's gone and she's like not wanting anybody to join and very standoffish. And again, there's a reason for that, but they kind of should have like should fill us in a little bit sooner than now.
Yeah.
It's like they forget that, hey, this story we've written, it's great, but it's also going to drag out over like a 2-month period, 2 or 3, you know what I mean?
Well, who knows? Maybe next episode we'll have a big reveal.
Just give us a little backdrop. But I mean, I still love her. She's my favorite aside from Rick, and I'm pretty bummed that she's going to not be a big part of the show. I hear Maggie's supposed to be coming back, though. So.
Yeah, that would be good. And I think Magna's kind of stepping up to the plate as far as a strong female lead. So
yeah, I don't know how I feel about it yet. I like her in the comics, but we'll see in the show. I mean, I like her. I mean, I don't not like her, but I just don't know. We'll see how she'll step up. I think they're doing a good job with her as far as giving her screen time and giving her moments and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think they're definitely building her up.
Some shows are terrible about bringing a new character, not building them up or fleshing them out at all, and then just throwing them up front like, this is your new lead.
Yeah.
Like, we don't even know each other.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is that... Kate D'Amico says, hey, hello, boys. My mail call this week is for Justin, who has watched Sons of Anarchy, and if I remember, JP hasn't watched it, which you totally should, JP. Yeah, I think that you would like it. I mean, it's not Sopranos, but it's all about like a club, which is like a family and betrayal and deals gone wrong and double crossing.
It's one of those things where I've like read and seen enough little snippets to where it wouldn't be a lot of suspense. You know, most of the big things have been spoiled. But anyway.
She asks, who are your favorite characters on Sons of Anarchy, and what is your favorite season? Also, have you watched the new Mayans MC? I've not watched the Mayans. I want to. I'm going to. Just hadn't gotten around to it yet. My favorite characters were probably Opie, who is Ryan Hurst, who's playing Beta now on The Walking Dead. So he was at one of my absolute favorites. As weird and twisted as he was, I really liked Tiggs. Mm-hmm. Even though he was kind of into necrophilia and all kinds of weird, twisted shit. But I think one of my overall favorite characters was probably Chibs. I think Chibs was awesome. Tommy Flanagan, I think, is his name in real life. Mm-hmm. He's been in some other stuff. He was in Gladiator.
I was going to say, is that the guy with the scar?
Yeah, he's got the scar. He was probably my favorite, man. He just was like this, I don't know, like he was just such a loyal, like, I don't know, like just the loyalty that he showed throughout the entire show. Like you never question where his loyalty lie. He was like a father figure / best friend to Jax. He was kind of like the moral compass in a way, but he would murder your ass if you needed to. I just really liked Chibs, man. I think overall, looking back, Chibs, and I liked Juice a lot before he started kind of going down his little rabbit hole of bullshit. But that's the thing I like about Sons of Anarchy, man. It really is hard to pick a favorite character because there are so many really well-written characters. You know, this isn't a show where you just get thrown these characters and it's like, all right, you know, pick your favorite. Like they each have this interesting story. I actually kind of liked Clay until he became a dick. But I felt really bad when he had his little standoff moment. This person said their favorite was Chibs too. And Opie. Nice. Good taste. And I can't wait to see him as Beta either. Let's see. Brianne McCann says, JP.
What's up, Brianne?
All right, here we go.
Okay.
JP, do you really not have a girlfriend, or do you prefer to have this character of being a player who wants random butt to us viewers?
No. Man. I keep all my options open. Look, I mean, you know, I'm living my life and doing my thing.
He has a girlfriend.
No, I do not claim that.
He has a girlfriend. I won't say her name for her own privacy, but he has a girlfriend.
I have a frequent, sure, a less sensitive person might call it a bottom bitch.
Dude, that is not cool, man.
I'm saying I would never use that terminology.
That is not cool. Holy shit.
I have heard other people use it.
I hope the next time she cooks for you, she puts a laxative in your shrimp and grits.
Well, I have been a little stopped up lately, so it might be a blessing.
Asshole, man. Let's see. And gestational diabetes is a term for your girlfriend. Yep. But she actually, as I mentioned last time, she kind of has the gestational diabetes thing, being she's pregnant, but she kind of doesn't. She's been, pricking her finger and her, like, for the last 2 weeks, and it's the only thing that made it go a little high was eating a cinnamon bun. We have this, I'm sure you hear people talk about, like, in the town over, that cinnamon bun cart that comes and sets up. It's kind of like the Mama Crockett's. It's basically it travels and people like line up when it comes to your town. She had one of those, but keep in mind that these things are pure sugar. I mean, they but so she's doing good, and actually aside from that, she's actually not been showing any. Several people have been telling her that they think she might have been misdiagnosed, or they diagnosed her that just better safe than sorry. But we're not medical professionals. But I do know that last week or two she's been good. Like she hasn't been going over or anything. But thanks for asking. Any names picked out? Ruby is one. Basically every name that I like she doesn't like, and every name she likes I don't like. So we're gonna see how that goes. Jeep says Saul's brother was Chuck. JP almost made me choke to death on my goldfish cracker when he was talking about why he wouldn't do a coconut. So here's my mail call question. Do either of you know how to do the Heimlich maneuver or CPR?
I don't know either one.
I do. I've actually had to do the Heimlich maneuver on one or two people in my lifetime. I had to do it on my girlfriend one time. Like,
I mean, I've seen it done on TV. Maybe I could figure it out.
it's the Heimlich, man. CPR is a little bit more, but the Heimlich's actually not. You just like, I find the belly button, like dig in and push up, like dig in, push up.
It seems like that you could figure out.
But my girlfriend got choked on something, like really choked, not the, to the point, because you always hear people like they think they're choking, but it's just them panicking because they're like, like if you're breathing, you're not really choking. You might be your airway might be blocked, but if you're breathing, you're not completely choking. I mean, she had a thing where like she couldn't even make a sound. That's what's scary when someone chokes, when they look at you and they're like, because they can't pass air. And it worked.
I'm telling you, man, all the needless information they pump into us in high school, you would think like everyone would come out of there CPR certified. I mean,
oh man, it's so right.
I mean,
these are things, life lessons. Teach people, right. I agree 100%. Yeah. Like in school, you should be taught how to do CPR. I mean, that can be part of PE. You know what I mean?
And I feel like we learned about it, but we never actually
they never taught us anything in high school.
Like we were taught what it is and maybe like a diagram of how to do it, but it was never something we were trained to do.
Especially teenagers. I mean, once they get 16, 17, go ahead and give them the opportunity. Well, go ahead and get them CPR certified. I mean, imagine if everybody were taught to do that, how much more of a chance people would have had to have survived situations when a lot of people around them could have saved their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think that there are a lot of things that need to be taught in school that they don't.
No kidding.
But let's see. Illogically Insane says Dead Random Ramblings Conspiracy. That's a mouthful. That's even more. That's even more than just the Random Ramblings Wednesdays, which I cannot say. Podcasting Dead Conspiracy. Brian Akeem says, mail call. I think you missed this one. How crazy is it that Rick wouldn't have disappeared if they'd have saved Ken? Butterfly effect. What? Yeah. I guess you're right. I'd have to go back and look at that. I mean, I definitely do believe in, I love the thought of the butterfly effect, like every little thing.
Yeah, I like the movie with Ashton Kutcher. I'm not really connecting the dots with this Ken conspiracy.
Well, it just like he's basically saying one thing led to another, and
right.
It just kind of all spiraled from there. I mean, that's what had the execution. It's kind of, that's what led to just a lot. I don't know. I'm going to go back and rewatch episode 1 through Rick's disappearance, and I'll get back to you on that. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm not saying you're right. I have to check it. But I mean, I do agree that like any little thing, I mean, even if I was to go back in time and just say, hey, y'all don't go get Burger King for lunch. Y'all just don't eat lunch today. Tough through it. Who knows? Like this morning could be entirely different. Anything could have happened because you changed one little thing. It's a ripple effect. A butterfly flaps its wings. I love that theory. I love exploring that. Alex Jimenez says, last year I found you guys from your Governor versus Negan video. That was probably one of the most popular of the the verses or what ifs or whatever.
Ago,
Yeah, I really want to do Walking Dead what ifs, but I really feel like we've done
so many.
The majority that would be interesting.
Right.
Because there's some that it's like, but you could answer that in like one or two sentences. Like the ones you have to really draw out and think out. I can't really come up with any more. You have kept me entertained ever since. Well, that makes us happy.
It makes me feel good.
I love it when Justin does voices. Can you please read this with the voices? Rick, I'll be back. Judith, gotta buy some acorns. Okay. All right, I'll do both, but I'm going to do Rick. JP, your line is okay. All right.
So
You're playing Judith.
I'm Judith. Okay.
But I'm going to be Rick. All right. Gotta buy some acorns. Who's selling acorns in the apocalypse? Here in the South, you can just like walk around, pick them up off the ground everywhere.
Maybe Carol's got a side business.
True that. I'll be right back, Judith. Gotta go buy some acorns.
Okay.
You gotta do it more sassy, man. Okay.
That wasn't sassy?
That wasn't sassy at all. That was bored and that was like Judith was playing with toys and barely paying attention to Rick.
Like someone somehow gave her a DS and she's just kind of walking along with Rick.
That's a way to look at it. Yeah. All right, let's try it again. Judith, I'll be back. Gotta buy some acorns.
Okay. No, still not landing.
Not what I'm picturing, but hey. Oh, but let's see. I'll be right back, Judith. Gotta buy some acorns. Okay. That's kind of how Judith's sassy.
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
But hopefully that worked, man. I don't mind. If you want to give me more stuff to read, give me a chance to look at it before I actually come on the air with it.
Get the character, yeah.
You know, I'm happy to do that. I mean, I didn't know that my voices were worth a damn. Let's see. James says, which zombie movie or franchise has the best zombies? That's a good question.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Some look more disgusting looking. Some run after you like they're trying out for the NFL, etc. I don't know, man. I know you haven't played it, but for me, I thought the zombies in the new Resident Evil 2 remake were fantastic. Like they were scary looking.
Is this any kind of media? Like
he says
movies or
zombie movie or franchise. So with franchise, I'm just throwing. But I mean, as far as my favorite overall, probably Resident Evil 2's remake. I think the zombies look fantastic. If you haven't, like, just YouTube it, man. Like, they're freaky. They move slow and they shuffle, but they also move a little bit fast. Like, they're between the stage of run and walk so slow that, like, toddlers could survive the apocalypse. Okay. You know, like, they definitely will get your ass if you don't get the hell out of there. They'll close in. They're slow, but they'll close in on you quicker than you think. But they just look like, I don't know, they just have the perfect, like, blank expressions. Because some zombies seem to show emotion. I don't know how to explain it. Like The Walking Dead, they just look dead in the eyes. Like it's just like almost this expressionless face coming at you. But I don't know. I got to think. What about you, JP? You've seen a lot of zombie stuff.
Yeah, man. Probably the Dawn of the Dead remake, the one with Ving Rhames. And
I swear, I thought in my head I was thinking that was because that's one of your favorite zombie things ever. Right?
Oh yeah, that's such a great movie.
I love
one of the few remakes that really like steps it up from the original.
Did you ever get around to watching Day of the Dead? The remake?
The remake, no.
It's on. I think it's on Netflix. It might be on demand, but I watched. It's terrible. Like it's not even kind of good, and it's crazy because that's supposed to technically, I guess, be a sequel to Dawn of the Dead, which was so good.
Maybe I did see that.
Are you thinking of House of the Dead? Because they tried to do a House of the Dead movie, and I think they did one or two, and they were awful. Like they were.
Day of the Dead was like did Ving Rhames play like a colonel or a general or something? They got eaten up in an air vent.
Maybe because basically this zombie, I guess their new version of Bub gets kind of obsessed with this chick and like follows her. He starts kind of evolving, getting smarter, and I think at some point he does get in the air vent. So yeah, you might be right.
I don't know. Maybe I did see that. Maybe I have.
It's not good. That's probably why you're having trouble remembering it. Like like Day of the Dead was awesome, man. Like it was tense. It was.
Oh yeah.
It was gritty, raw. I remember watching that in high school with a bunch of friends. Like we went to Blockbuster. Remember that place?
Yeah.
Rented it and watched it in the room with the lights off. And this time nobody was making out. That's how you know it was a good movie. We were in high school. Most time movies and the lights out just whatever. But
handy.
Well, I didn't say all that, but but this time we were all into it, man. I remember my friend Brandon and I were big zombie. We loved Resident Evil, so when this remake came out, you know, we were stoked, and it was awesome. It blew our minds. We didn't even see it in theaters. We were watching it in a room on probably like a little 13-inch TV.
Huh, that's dope.
And loved it. It was on cassette tape.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. But I don't know. So do you? For me, it's probably Resident Evil. If we got to talk movies and stuff. Movies and shows. I mean, The Walking Dead does a pretty damn good job. They've had all kinds of really just a big variety in zombies. Some growing out of trees, some with moss on them.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's another one I'd have to think about. But let's see. Let's go. We got a mail call on a couple of other videos. Let's go to our Walking Dead review. Crap. I hate my Galaxy. I will never own anything but an iPhone from here on out. I owned iPhone for like 10 years, decided I'm going to try something new. Humongous mistake.
You're probably going to catch more heat over that than anything.
I don't care. Fight me, man. Fight me. I hate the Galaxy. If you like the Galaxy, man, and see, people get so butthurt. Like, if you like the Galaxy, cool. I'm not saying you're,
Yeah, I'm just saying you
freaking stupid if you like the Galaxy. I hate the Galaxy.
Yeah, I'm just saying you could comment on the president or abortion or flat Earth. You'll get more hate because of what you just said about androids than any of that other stuff.
Hell with androids.
Yeah. That's the world.
Deal with it. Now. I just like this. It's too touch sensitive, man. Like I've turned it off. Like they have a setting where you can make it less sensitive or more sensitive. Like if you put a tempered glass screen on it, you can make it more sensitive so it'll pick it up. I try to make it as low sensitivity as I can, and it's awful. Like, I mean, if you just like, you really don't have to touch it. You just run your finger, and it ends up clicking on something. It is a pain in the ass when you're trying to watch YouTube videos because, you go to, like, scroll or something, it's going to click. I hate it. I hate it. Which I have the 8. Maybe the 9 is better. I've heard the notes are really good, but I have the Galaxy 8, and it's an utter piece of shit. Excuse my language.
I'm still hanging in here with the old 5S.
I know that was like probably my favorite iPhone of all time. I loved the 5S.
Kind of feels like I'm Tony Stark wearing the old like suitcase armor,
Wearing the original.
Yeah.
Well, it won't the original, but wearing one of his originals for us, the audience. By the time
Right.
I want my iPhone 5 back. I really think that was like that 5S was just. I'm
telling you, man, mine it doesn't hold a charge as well as it used to, and the screen's starting to glitch a little bit. But it's holding up.
But you've had that sucker for like what? I mean, you had another phone, and then you bought that one from someone, right, or off eBay?
Yeah, it
or
was
something?
like a prepay. Verizon sold it to me for $1.50. It was like right when the 6 was coming out, maybe, or maybe it's actually the 7.
Probably the 7 because the 6 came out in like 2015. Maybe
yeah, so
14,
I think the 7 was dropping, and they were just like, we need to get rid of these things.
Yeah,
so I bought it, and I've just been I'm not a very like tech kind of guy.
No, I felt bad. The first time JP came to my apartment when I was living up here, I truly thought he was like a gamer. So he came over, we had some drinks, got a little buzzed, and, entertaining someone. I thought he played video games, so I put on Grand Theft Auto, and I'm like, have you played this yet? And he's like, no, like talking about 5. And I was like, man, try this out. And he looked a little lost running around, and I'm like thinking... Then I got to know him and realized, he doesn't really play video games. That was freaking awkward.
No, I like vintage games. If you had whipped out the Super Nintendo, man, I'd have been all about it. But I don't know, man. I never really evolved into the...
Because you had mentioned you had a PlayStation 4 and Star Wars Battlefront, so I took that as when I first met you that you were into games.
I was trying to get back into it, man. Basically, like when the Xbox came out, all my buddies got Xboxes. I got a PS2. And so they're doing their thing, and I can't really, get into it. And after that, I was just kind of like,
see, I got a PlayStation, and then I got a job, and I went and bought myself an Xbox, and I kind of had both, but I always preferred the PlayStation anyway. So, other than Halo, back when I was younger, Halo was the shiznit.
Yeah, all my pals were into Halo, and I just,
almost all my favorite games were PlayStation, which I loved, like the N64 too, man, like Banjo-Kazooie and Mario 64 and lots of great stuff. But moving on to our next question, because we do have some mail call questions kind of scattered out there.
All right, let's go
on the channel. I got to get to trying to figure out where. Okay. Eternal Rex says, mail call. What do you think about the rumors about King Ezekiel leaving after season 9? Do you think he's going to get killed off? Absolutely. What do you think?
I'm thinking about it right now. I don't know.
Please. Oh, I was going to say, please don't tell me you don't remember what happens to him in the comics. I know your memory sucks, but if you can't remember that, you might just want to not dedicate to any series ever again.
Yeah, I don't know, man. With the.
I totally think he's going to play out the way he does in the comics because it's shocking. You're not going to be ready for it.
And maybe that's what'll, I don't know, man.
That's what's going to make Carol go badass again.
Yeah.
I hate it. I wouldn't have mind, though, subbing him out for somebody and keeping him in. I love King Ezekiel, man. Kari Payton, I think that's how you say his name, it plays that role so awesome. He's such a likable guy, man.
Yeah, I love him.
So I really don't want to see him leave, but he's I think it's going to happen.
I can't wrap my head around it. I can't do it, and I'm not going
to. I refuse to accept what happens. So it's just like why you think that Carl's still truly alive, right? Like all of this is what, a coma dream? Or
No. I think it was a ruse, more or less.
Oh, so you think he's just out there in the ether doing his thing?
I have certain information that I'll reveal in due time.
Dude, man, it's been like a year and a half. Reveal that schnit.
I just, the right time, the right place.
Are we talking about your virginity, or are we talking about this secret?
All that and more will be revealed.
All right, One So True says, do you really think Negan and Daryl can bond fighting the Whisperers? No way Daryl will ever forget how Negan treated him. I don't think they're going to bond. I mean, the thing is Dwight treated him like crap too. They didn't bond. They just came together to face a common enemy. I mean, at the end, Daryl almost killed him after it was all over with.
Yeah, I think Judith will help bring them together. I think that, I mean, obviously the enemy of my enemy is my friend, that kind of thing. So
he didn't really bond with anybody in the comics. You know what I mean? Like they got to the point where he goes off and does his own thing. But I mean, it's not like he's good friends or has become close. He's now, I guess, somewhat of what you would call a good guy, but he's not, So, no, I don't think that he's going to get tight with anybody. I think they might just have to set their differences aside to face this new threat. But once Negan starts intertwining with the Whisperers, man, it's a thing of magic. It's so awesome. Some of my favorite comic moments come from Negan and the Whisperers.
I hope we see that this season. I really do.
Let's see. Check in our... no, wait, what was this? This was mail call. No, hold on. Let me go to our random ramblings and see if there was any questions there. I feel like there was a mail call there, one or two. No, let's see. Maybe not. I thought I saw one. No, I guess not. I thought we had one. All right. Well, I reckon that's it. I feel like I'm missing something here. I feel like there was a mail call somewhere else that I saw, and I don't want to forget it because I'm trying to go around and get them, but I'm just not finding it.
I didn't see one on yesterday's video. I don't know, man.
Entertain them, JP, while I look.
Who, me?
You go.
Brother, it's too early for me to be entertaining anything except a big bowl of oatmeal, or better yet, a biscuit. But I had such bad heartburn last night. I don't know. I'll probably just stick with the oatmeal.
Wait.
Those scrambled eggs and bacon would be pretty good.
All right. I was not paying attention to you at all. What were you talking about?
Bacon and eggs.
Why? I mean, like, well, in what context? You talking about you want some bacon and eggs?
Yeah, I'm just really hungry, but my heartburn is going to prevent me from eating something I really want to eat. So.
And you don't take anything for that?
No, I do. I just
take more of it.
It just flares up from time to time.
Whew. Well, I reckon that's going to be it. I don't see any other mail call questions out there. I think this is probably the shortest mail call that we've had in a while. If you guys have any questions, remember, they don't have to be Walking Dead related. Now, we're talking anything. JP's sexual fantasies are on the table.
Yeah,
though I'm not really, I would love it if you didn't ask about that. But if you do, we'll turn them loose. Just be warned. It's kind of like opening Pandora's box. You just don't really know what's going to be in there, so please hit that subscribe button. Follow us on social media. You can email us, podcastingdeadpodcast@gmail.com. You can also add us on like our Facebook page. Follow us there. We have our own personal accounts you can follow. For me on Snapchat and Instagram, it's pretty easy. It's just I'm Justin Lloyd, all lowercase, no apostrophes, no spaces, no nothing, just I'm Justin Lloyd, 2 L's in Lloyd on Instagram and Snapchat. JP on Snapchat is J_Radsaw, and on Periscope, it's Jaypeazy.
Yeah, I might have to, my Periscope's been doing weird stuff, so I might have to do some tweaking with that. I don't know, but we'll keep you informed.
Yeah, so Jaypeazy, basically,
something
right?
like that, yeah.
So, yeah, go give them a follow. And also, we now have a SoundCloud. We've been putting this off for like 3 years. We're trying to expand out past YouTube into podcasting sites. So that, you can just get...
stepping out.
Yeah, so, if you're on SoundCloud or you know someone who likes podcasts on SoundCloud, hey, point them in our direction. And tomorrow, JP does not have a breakfast morning show.
Nope.
But I don't know if we have anything to talk about. We shall see. So no guarantees for tomorrow, but at bare minimum, we'll see you on Monday.
Yep.
As we review episode 10 of The Walking Dead. I'm Justin.
And I'm JP.
And we are the Podcasting Dead.
Yep.